Thanks for joining me for another episode of Dread Captures, your portal to the world's most spine-tingling mysteries and encounters, where the shadows come to light and the unknown becomes known. From the elusive Bigfoot lurking in the woods to the ghostly whispers of the paranormal, from the wild calls of untamed beasts to the heart-stopping moments of unexpected terror, this video has it all. Every video is a journey into the heart of mystery, showcasing the most astonishing and eerie footage caught on camera. During a 2014 Christmas celebration, a family's cheerful video unexpectedly captures a mysterious occurrence. Just as they voice their holiday greetings and the woman filming sweeps her camera past the Christmas tree, a shadowy figure is spotted lurking in the nearby woods, which drew immediate attention from several family members. In a hurry for answers, she rushes outdoors to film the figure again and asks another person who's recording if he noticed it, only to be told he didn't. She insists on the figure's large size. Shortly afterward, their dog aggressively chases what they suspect is Bigfoot, very much bothered by the presence of whatever this creature is. The situation escalates as the figure comes alarmingly close, and everyone makes a quick exit to the safety of the home. The woman filming tries to enhance the footage at key moments, hoping to provide a clearer glimpse of the Bigfoot. Some viewers analyzing the woman's reaction speculate that the footage is fake. Others are in the comments arguing that different people react to shock in varied ways. The dog's odd and seemingly untrainable reaction adds to the mystery. Yet some suggest it might simply be a man in a costume. The videos start, capturing a Bigfoot sighting right as the camera rolls, also raises suspicions of its authenticity. However, viewer opinions are most definitely divided, with as many believers as skeptics debating the reliability of this video. In this footage, we see what looks like a Bigfoot shaking a tree in a Florida nature reserve. The folks at Sasquatch Academy think it's trying to strip the bark off the tree to get to grubs and other bugs. This park is known for having many trees stripped like this, up to about 8 or 9 feet high. Let's take a closer look and enhance the video. People are wondering why the video stops so suddenly. The shaky camera is likely because the person filming had to zoom in a lot to get the creature on camera. If it's just a person in a costume, they must be really strong to shake such a big tree. Some viewers also point out that the creature has really long arms, which makes them think it could be real. It's pretty surprising to see how easily it bends the tree. But then again, it could be just a strong person in a costume. Others think the way it walks is too much like a human for it to be a real Bigfoot. We can't find any info about who made this video or why they were filming, so all we can do is look at this video and try to figure it out. In today's viewer submission, we dive into a chilling mystery from a quiet rural farm. The owner has sent us 2 trail camera photos that have captured something truly eerie. As we look at these images, we invite you to gaze into the unknown with us. In the first photo, taken under the darkness of night, we see a silhouette that chills the blood. It stands at the edge of a forest clearing, its outline barely recognizable against the fog that comes through the trees. The figure's stance is unnaturally calm, showing a haunting presence that feels almost inhuman. In the second image, the creature appears closer. If we dare call it a creature, for its form is as elusive as any cryptid. The same stance is evident, but this time, there's an undeniable clarity to its posture. Its head is tilted in an almost curious, unsettling manner, as if it's aware of the camera's gaze. Now, let's take a moment to talk about the chilling similarities. Both images feature the figure with a piercing gaze that seems to shine even in the low light, eyes glowing. Its presence is commanding, and there's a consistency in its peculiar build. It seems to be moving with a purpose, stepping forward in a way that stirs a primal fear deep within us. Yet, despite these similarities, questions linger that deepen the mystery. Is this the same entity captured twice? If so, what does it want, as it has showed up on the farm for 2 random nights? Or are we witnessing different beings, each with the same haunting characteristics, part of a phenomenon that we don't even know about? The farm's owner reports a silence that descends upon the land with these visitations, a stillness that speaks of a world beyond our own. Animals on the farm react with a mix of fear and agitation, as if they too sense the oddness of these figures. As these images fade from the screen, they leave us thinking the nature of what has been captured. Is it a trick of light and shadow, or something more profound, more unsettling? These photographs stand as an eerie testament to the unknown, a puzzle that signals the brave to solve. So, we turn to you. What do you believe is captured in these images? Share your thoughts, theories, and let's unravel this problem together. Could this be evidence of a cryptid, a ghostly apparition, or simply the unknown wonders of the natural world? The answers remain hidden in the mists from which these figures emerge. Now, let's explore a video from Russia, reportedly showing a Bigfoot. The translated description expresses uncertainty. I'm not sure what or who this is. The video, set in a forest, shows a man alarmed by a figure walking nearby.
Серега, что это? Серега, это Серега. Серега.
It was posted in 2011, so let's examine it. Analysis of the video reveals the figure moves with bent knees at times, a difficult act to fake, suggesting this might not be a hoax. This footage is among the more chilling Bigfoot videos I've seen on YouTube. Yet, many viewers argue it's a hoax, believing the figure is just a person in a suit, trying to mimic a Sasquatch's walk. Robert Dodson, a well-known hunter of Bigfoot in Texas who sadly passed away not long ago, captured significant Bigfoot activity in his study area. This was in a video that lasted for 25 minutes, named Bigfoot is Pissed. In it, he records several nighttime encounters in the woods. Throughout the video, you can often see a pair of shining eyes. Around the 7-minute mark, you can spot these eyes blinking and then hiding. Robert mentions he thinks he saw something. A similar event occurs again about 9 minutes in. The most notable moment happens in the video when a rock is hurled towards Robert.
Oh, that was a rock. Oh, behind me there.
He quickly turns the camera back, and you can see the same creature again. This causes him to start running. I'm gonna work on enhancing the key parts of the video myself. Let me know if you all notice anything interesting. On May 2nd, 2018, there was a report of Bigfoot being filmed at North Cascades National Park. The video shows how Ghana spotted a figure among the trees and decided to record it with his phone.
Okay, just gonna listen for noises.
The footage captures the sighting and focuses in on the key details. Let's watch it. What's immediately noticeable is that the figure hardly moves. It really looks like a Sasquatch in this clip, but it's strange that it's so still. This reminds me of another video I shared last year showing a spooky figure just standing motionless in the forest. Was it staying still on purpose? Or is this just a trick? I'm sure it's not done with any special video effects, but maybe something placed in the woods made it look real, or it might actually be genuine. Captured in the waters of Chile, we bring to your screens a clip originally shared by a TikTok user. Take a moment and see if you can spot it. There's a slender entity making its passage through the waves. The exact outlines of its body are a little murky, but it seems we can make out a head that briefly cracks the surface. The clarity of the footage has drawn criticism from almost everyone, but honestly, I don't think it's that bad. Most people are suggesting that this water monster sighting is a creature of legend. Others have theorized that it's just a Komodo dragon, and I can't help but notice a resemblance to the formidable Komodo dragon, who coincidentally enough is known for its prowess in swimming. However, given that Komodo dragons only live in Indonesia and not Chile, this theory hits a snag. So, we find ourselves at an impasse once more. What are your thoughts on this aquatic mystery? Hidden in the vastness of the wild, there are beings yet unseen by human eyes. This entity is one such enigma, introduced to us by Dee's Dark Adventures on YouTube. Discovered at the boundary of a local farmer's land stands a creature with horns. Observe closely. The landowner claims no goats are kept on the property. So, we're left wondering, what could this figure be? A mutant horned goat? An otherworldly apparition? Well, I don't know. Its gait strikes me as peculiar, and doesn't quite fit that of a typical cryptid. Its prowling and sneaky glances seem unnatural. There are voices in the comment section claiming to have unraveled this mystery. And while I acknowledge the possibility of a human dressed in disguise, I am definitely open to the idea that this could be a creature still unknown to us. No matter what it is, I wouldn't want it close to my house. Reddit user Swingset Superman recently shared a puzzling video from their home's CCTV footage. Taken during the night, the video shows a collection of small, bright specks moving in sync right in front of their front porch. Initially, they thought they could easily explain away this peculiar sighting. They considered common possibilities like insects, bugs, or even small animals. However, the coordinated movements of these glowing spots made those explanations seem improbable. Many skeptics weighed in, suggesting these could merely be reflections or light anomalies. Yet, many remained unconvinced by these explanations. In search of more answers, Swingset Superman turned to the supernatural sections of Reddit. But even there, no one could provide a definitive answer. Instead, the post became a hotbed for theories ranging from miniature aliens and erratic flecks of light to supernatural beings. So the question remains, what could these mysterious specks be? What's your take on it? This footage is captured from the dash of an Australian fire engine. The region is besieged by raging wildfires. They must escape this inferno. Engulfed by flames on all sides, leaving the safety of the vehicle is not an option. The cameraman captures the road's edge and their only choice is to drive on. The ambiance is eerily apocalyptic. Flames engulf the landscape. The air seems thick and poisonous, necessitating the use of oxygen tanks for survival. Notice the intense blaze to the vehicle's right. They are directed to deploy fire blankets to shield the engine from harm. At this moment, that engine is their lifeline. Amidst the chaos, a firefighter's eerily calm encouragement pierces through. Forward momentum is their only path to survival. They report exterior impacts from flying debris, yet they're nearing the end. Smoke blankets everything, obscuring the truck ahead. Miraculously, they emerge unscathed. A vast plume of smoke hangs in their wake. These courageous firefighters have fortunately survived. The captured footage is just unreal.
Now this is amazing trail camera footage. So the owner of the land found a fresh deer killed by a mountain lion on his property. He was able to get some awesome still pics of the lion because he would return every night to feed on the deer. But he wanted trail cam footage of the cat, so he set up a trail cam. It captured the mountain lion coming and going, feeding, day, night. It attracted a few other animals. But the best part is when his 15-year-old English bulldog Dozer discovers the carcass. And there he is. But one night, Dozer shows up on the trail cam, sniffing around, doing his thing. But he's not alone. Those eyes in the background, they belong to the mountain lion. It looks like Dozer smells the cat. He smells that something's in the area. He turns around and sees the cat and then rushes him. Dozer's probably none the wiser that that cat could lift him up and just carry him away. Nevertheless, Dozer struts back in view of the camera while the lion slinks away. Obviously, an English bulldog is no match for a mountain lion, but Dozer was able to scare away the lion for the time being. In the animal kingdom, predators have a finely tuned sense of when to fight for their prey and when to just give up. Likely due to their instinctive knowledge that fighting could potentially mean injury or death, whereas giving up may preserve much needed energy resources. Anyhow, just an amazing trail cam capture, and we hope that Dozer is still kicking. This next video is pretty crazy. In Kazakhstan, a fortunate deer was rescued by local residents. They spotted the deer outside in the snow with its head tilted down, unable to move or walk. Upon closer inspection, they discovered that the deer was frozen in place due to a large amount of ice covering its mouth and head. Temperatures had reached -68 degrees Fahrenheit, and the deer was helpless to free itself. The video shows the rescuer gently holding the deer and breaking the ice off its head, freeing it from its icy trap. Man, thanks to their quick thinking, the deer was given a second chance at life. You could see it duck away. It peeks its head out and then goes back really fast, then peeks it out again and goes back. The family filming would turn the flashlight off, wait a few moments, turn it back on, and the creature would be looking at them, but do the same thing, duck behind the rock, show itself. The mother said at first that she thought that this was just a child, but it wasn't one of her children, and because of the area they live in, there wouldn't be any children playing around this time. She said it moved in an odd way. It was the size of a child, but it did move like one. The coordination was too good. If you look closely, you can see the shadow reflecting off the rock. Now, of course, this could be a hoax, but if nothing else, seeing the shadow proves that the creature really is there. Something is there. Drain has a different perspective on the creature captured in this video. Kathy is well versed in the legends of the Manigishi and suggests that the creature being nocturnal and the way its body moves, it matches the characteristics of the Manigishi. By using the nearby doghouse in the footage for size reference, it indicates that the creature is not particularly large. Based on the size, its nocturnal eyesight, and behavior, Strain believes that the video may be proof that the Manigishi is a real creature. Unfortunately, for anyone that crosses paths with one of these, they need to be on alert. One of the Manigishi's biggest delights is to crawl out of the rocks and capsize the canoes of people and watch them scramble to safety. Hopefully. Experts say they are small but devious. They are mischievous. They are out to get you, and you'd be wise to keep your distance. Overall, it's fascinating, really. As for now, what do you all think about the Manigishi? Let me know in the comments. Have you heard of them? Has anyone had any contact with one? I'm very interested. Here we see a juvenile bobcat, recently caught on camera playing with a venomous rattlesnake in the wilderness. The footage, taken in a remote location, shows the young bobcat approaching the snake, sniffing it and then playfully batting it with its paws. Despite the danger posed by the snake's venom, the bobcat seems fearless and continues to play with the snake. I mean, look how quick and agile he is. After several minutes of playing, the bobcat suddenly grabs the snake in his jaws and kills it, eventually rolling in it. This behavior is not unusual for bobcats. They are known to be highly skilled hunters. However, their ability to handle venomous snakes is still surprising, as a bite from a rattlesnake could be lethal to most animals. Man, this footage is just fascinating. A glimpse into the complex world of wildlife. You never know what you're going to see in the forest. That's why when these bears started running around, the hunter in the tree stand took out his phone and started filming. Little did he know what was going to happen next. As the bear scampers up the tree, the guy's face is priceless. Neither of them can believe it. The bear eventually shimmies down the tree. Makes you think, what was chasing them? Nevertheless, a great capture. Rancher and farmer Jake Mitchell from southwest Kansas was in for a surprise when he discovered one of his missing trail cameras hanging from the antlers of a big deer. He noticed the camera was missing from his property, where he grows crops and raises cattle, but didn't think much of it. Not until his cousin spotted a mule deer with something unusual on its head. When they saw the deer again, they were shocked to see the missing camera on its antlers. Mitchell's farm is typical of the region, wide open and windswept with few trees, which is why he has to mount his trail cameras on fence posts. However, the local deer population uses these posts as scrapes, which led to the camera ending up on the antlers of the 8-point buck. Luckily, having a landowner tag to shoot a deer, Mitchell was determined to recover his missing camera. After the brief hunt, he walked up to the deer and found the camera wrapped around its antlers. Unfortunately, the camera was broken and the SD card was missing, so the potentially amazing footage of the deer grabbing the camera and giving us a real look at his habitat was lost forever. A landowner has placed a trail camera on this stretch of road on his property, and you won't believe what he caught. In this trail cam clip, a fawn has wandered out to the road. Being cautious, and when Mr. Bobcat gets to the area, he definitely senses something has been there. As we fast forward a bit, same camera, just now it's nightfall. You can see the bobcat spot something. Look at the way he crouches and moves his head, staying hidden but also keeping his sight on the prey. Unbelievable. So, same camera, same place, hours apart. Do we think the deer are just bedded down in there somewhere? Let me know what you think in the comments. In my last video, I talked about a young boy being saved from hypothermia by 3 beavers, which was amazing. But in this video, we see a beaver just beavering. The up-close look is pretty interesting, especially since the tree he decides to fall has a trail camera attached to it. I won't show the whole clip because it's kind of long, but the beaver is just doing his thing. It appears he's going back and forth from 2 trees, and he eventually falls the tree with the camera. I guess the beaver wasn't interested in being spied on any longer. I do wonder if he dragged the tree to his dam with the camera still attached. This next beaver clip shows a big old fat guy located next to a river in Maine. Look at how much he's gnawed off that one tree. That's incredible. And he started on that even bigger one to the right of the screen. I mean, come on, what the heck is he going to do with that if he brings it down? Seems like a lot of work. He should just find another tree, but I'll leave that to the beavers. As he starts back in on the tree on the left, the time lapse is cool and you can see that he's getting close. The daylight video shows just how big these trees really are. I'm pretty blown away by this, honestly. Those trees are massive. A few nights later, he comes to finish her off. A few more chomps, and he knows the tree is about to fall, and almost gets crushed by it. But there he is, proud of his work. Just really cool footage that you would never have seen without a trail camera. This next video is a very odd one. We can clearly see something completely unnatural in this eerie video. At first glance, it appears to be a young woman wearing a hospital gown in the middle of the night, in the middle of a field, which is creepy enough. But as we take a closer look, there really is something not quite right about her. It appears she is sporting some kind of headpiece. However, it's difficult to make out exactly what it is. The timing of this bizarre appearance is also noteworthy. 3:33 a.m., often referred to as the witching hour or devil's hour in folklore. A time historically associated with supernatural events and paranormal activity, wherein witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to be at their most powerful and evil actions are set in motion. Let me know what you guys think about this. This clip is incredible and pretty much speaks for itself. The bear, as you can see, is swimming after the calves. Mom swoops in and runs interference and backs the bear off a bit. But ultimately, one of the calves gets separated, and that is the beginning of the end for that little guy. An expert weighed in on the video and says that it looked like the mother had to pick which one of her children to save. And not surprisingly, it wouldn't be the first time an animal mom was forced to identify the weakest link in her family chain and use them to placate an existential threat. In fact, it happens more often than you think. It's a cold move, maybe the coldest, but in the end, it is the right one biologically speaking. Though it may seem harsh, it's the right move to ensure survival of her family in a dire situation. Now, the following footage claims to show something frightening hiding in the woods, but the validity of this claim is highly questionable. The supposed creature is never fully revealed to the camera, and its movements, while quick, could easily be explained by a number of other factors. Additionally, the lighting in the video, while aided by infrared, would have made it difficult to accurately identify the source of any movement. Furthermore, the creature's supposed desire to come out from hiding before ultimately disappearing completely out of frame could easily be interpreted as simply being a trick of the lighting or a misinterpretation of the footage. I'd say until there's concrete evidence to support this video, it's wise to remain skeptical. Thanks to a trail cam, We now have a rare glimpse into the wild and what bears do when humans aren't present. This trail cam captured a thrilling video of two mature black bears locked in a battle, which some may interpret as a territorial fight, but it is more likely a display of dominance or a defense of a food source. The clip showcases two black bears, with one being a cinnamon bear, a subspecies of the American black bear that has a brownish color and darker arms and face. The bears charged at each other with full power and strength, until the cinnamon bear overpowered the other, knocking it down before standing up and continuing. Safe to say, this trail camera footage has provided a unique insight into the wild world of bears. An amazing camera capture here shows a massive mountain lion cornered on the top of a snowy boulder. The trio of hunting dogs ran and tracked the big cat until he had nowhere to go. The dog's advances almost push the cat off the rock, but he holds tight. The lion doesn't seem necessarily too worried about these dogs. I don't blame him. I mean, the dogs do outnumber him, but they don't outpower him. They've been home eating dog biscuits while this guy fights and claws for his food in the wild. Ultimately, when the owner of the dogs caught up, he called them off. And when they retreated, the big cat came off the rock and eventually walked away. Everyone left unharmed. This video clip has made its way around the internet with lightning speed, and for good reason. Originally uploaded by Colorado wedding videographer Stanton Giles, this video shows a bride and groom saying their vows next to a beautiful lake in Glacier National Park. The bride and groom were in the middle of exchanging their vows, surrounded by their friends, families, and a gorgeous backdrop. But suddenly, the peace was shattered by a loud roar. As the wedding party and the guests turned around, what they saw blew their minds. Several hundred yards away, across the lake on the bank, was a huge bear attacking a moose, right across from the ceremony. We'll play a little clip so you can hear what it would sound like if you were there. The videographer who was facing the carnage said that he saw them both come down the mountain to the water's edge. The moose got there first, and then the bear came barreling through the trees and attacked the moose, dragging it to the ground and killing it. Some of the guests were stunned and frightened, others thought it was amazing, and the bride and groom remained relatively calm. Although this probably isn't ideal, this is definitely a memorable experience. And they can say that their wedding video went viral. I'll link this video in the description so you can watch it at length. This is an amazing capture here. Look at that move the hawk put on when he came to the fence. So this next video takes us to the Foxy Q Retreat. Yeah. So this place is a certified wildlife refuge. It's in the Spring Mountains of Nevada. You can probably tell by its name that mostly foxes are under its care. However, the owners say they have all types of wildlife on site. Some are just visitors, but they have deer, foxes of course, mountain lions, bobcats, armadillos. Well, the bobcat is the culprit in this next video. and the owner has actually tried repeatedly to get the cat off the property. You see the compound that is Foxy retreat in the daytime. The owner explains that the mountain lion will even drink out of the little koi pond there. The next photo, taken at night, shows the bobcat coming onto the property. And across the compound, there is one of the foxes eating out of the bowls of food that is set out for them. And yes, the owner is aware that the food most likely attracted the predator and led to this event. And from what I'm understanding, it's a sore subject. As we see in the video, the fox nibbles. He definitely hears and senses something in the vicinity. A few moments pass, and boom, the cat snares the fox. The food bowl goes flying and the fight is on. As the video continues, you can see that the other foxes have been put on alert by the commotion of the attack. When the bobcat comes back into frame, you can see that he doesn't have the fox. The other foxes scurry, and the bobcat slips off into the night. Now, here's one thing I'm not sure of, and maybe someone can answer it. Did the bobcat attack the fox as a food source, or was it a territorial dispute over available food? I feel like if the bobcat wanted to eat the fox, we would have seen that, but I don't know. Maybe someone can shed some light on this. Let me know what you guys think. I'd be interested. This next video showcases a paranormal event captured on camera. The person who recorded it had set up the camera in their garage after noticing strange occurrences happening in that area. Despite not having a camera set up on their deck at the back of the house, strange things also seem to happen there, and it appears that the mysterious figure in the video is headed in that direction. Due to all the unexplained happenings, the person decided to put a camera in their garage to capture any unusual activity. And as we watch it again, you can see the apparition float by, or could it be possibly walking directly through the car? Let me know what you think about this mysterious figure or spirit or ghost, whatever it may be. A couple in Virginia began to experience unusual events in their home, mainly in their kitchen. As they lived with their young toddler, they were certain that neither of them was the cause of these strange occurrences. To find out what was happening, the couple set up cameras inside their house, but no evidence was captured. And after installing the cameras, the strange events seemed to just stop. And believe it or not, things that were previously taken or moved were put back in their original places. Now, this video was taken from an outdoor camera attached to the couple's house. And as you can see, the camera catches an apparition or spirit or phantom, something just gliding right through their back door. What is that? Usually, I would just chalk this up to a camera glitch or even some type of moth or bug. But knowing the couple's backstory makes it really creepy. Personally, I love videos like this. Let me know what you think about this spirit or ghost. Or what could be the cause of this? Is the couple just imagining these things? And also let me know if you like this type of footage. I love everything that's real and has been captured on camera, but I want to know what you all think. An Arkansas hunter got quite the surprise when he checked his trail cameras one day. These cameras are actually directly behind his house, pretty close to his deck and his backyard. As he's checking, he notices something unbelievable. Now, no one has permission to hunt his land, and normally he'd be pretty upset if another hunter trespassed. But he's not mad at this hunter. What he captured on this camera is amazing. As you can see, a bobcat was captured taking down a deer. And if you look at the photos, the bobcat is a pretty good size. The man commented to the news that he sees bobcats ever so often and wouldn't be surprised to see it with a raccoon or a squirrel or something smaller. But taking down a healthy deer is quite the feat. And it has put he and his family on notice. It's something that they need to be aware of. Arkansas Fish and Wildlife saw the photos and estimate the cat to be about 40 pounds, which would be a very, very big bobcat. Some experts suspect that the cat's probably between 20 and 30. Since cats are lightly built, a 40-pound cat would look huge. But nevertheless, the animal is obviously capable of doing some damage. So regardless the size, this guy means business. For any bobcat hunters out there, let me know the biggest bobcat you've seen. One guy commented that his dad had hunted bobcats for 60 years and he thought that only maybe 2 of them in total reached 40 pounds. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch was sent this footage from a friend of theirs who is a Bigfoot enthusiast, and they immediately recognized the location. As the story goes, at around 5:30 p.m., a deer hunter and his son were on their way to town from deer camp. They happened to spot a mysterious figure dressed in head-to-toe brown, roughly 300 yards away. Now, this is in the middle of hunting season. And what caught their eye is that he didn't have on his blaze orange. So what was he doing out there? He could have easily been mistaken as an animal, especially in this popular hunting spot. The hunters zoomed in on the figure with their cell phone and recorded the footage and realized that this may not actually be a human. As they looked closer, what they originally thought to be brown clothing now may appear to be fur. After they received the footage, RMS decided to investigate the area the next day. And to their surprise, they found 3 other people already on the scene, trying to corroborate this Bigfoot sighting. 2 of the groups were in a truck communicating with walkie-talkies, and the others were out searching for footprints. RMS knew their suspicions were correct. Others had seen the footage and were out there looking as well. He actually pulled up to one of the trucks and asked, "Are y'all investigating a Bigfoot sighting?" The man said it was hilarious the shocked look he got. They felt relieved after witnessing the other investigators on site. He said you never know if the footage you receive might be a hoax, but these hunters genuinely did not know what they had caught on film. Rocky Mountain Sasquatch decided to join forces with the other investigators to search a well-known Bigfoot sighting hotspot adjacent to where the footage was taken. They then expanded their search to other nearby Bigfoot sighting locations within a 20-mile radius of the filming location. Towards the end of the day, they stumbled upon 2 Bigfoot tracks near a creek, 2 miles away from their initial search area. The tracks measured 16 inches in length and 8 inches wide at the toes, tapering to 6 inches wide at the heel. This discovery added to their excitement, and they were intrigued in uncovering more about the figure and the footprints. Now, I don't know if those are Bigfoot prints or not, but the figure in the video actually looks like Bigfoot. Let me know what you guys think of this. Could this really be Bigfoot or just another well-orchestrated hoax? In this clip, you can see some teenagers just enjoying a night in the pool. You can hear in the background that they must be at a barbecue or something. Well, now there's a 4th. That's crazy. You can see the girl. She smacks that thing. And then the one guy tries to help out, but the first guy, he just dipped out. Release containers are oftentimes used for bears that are being relocated. Maybe they have wandered into an area where they've been deemed a threat to humans, or sometimes these containers are used for rehabilitation. If a bear has been injured or sick, it may need to be taken in to receive treatment. Now, in this video, I'm not sure if this bear is being relocated or what, but he is being released from his container today, and it is a happy day for everyone. They set up a camera to document his release back into the wild. As you see the door open, this bear is on his way to live a brand new life. As soon as he breaches the doorway though, he goes into attack mode. Luckily, I think that was just a tripod camera and there wasn't an actual camera person. This video starts with just a single deer, who eventually bounds away. And shortly after, we see a bobcat come into frame. I suspect he's after that deer, but is just a little late. As the video plays and the deer eventually comes back in front of the camera, you can see her stomping her feet and bleating, grunting and snorting. Most likely trying to signal the alarm that there is a predator nearby. You can see it stomping its feet, its ear position, tail movement. These are all other ways that the deer can convey information. This next little clip is just a small compilation of the wildlife on this gentleman's property. It's from the same property as the clip before. Man, he has quite the intersection here. We see deer, a raccoon, a bear, coyote, bobcat, and even a porcupine. This is just a great property, and he has a nice little honey hole for his trail cameras. It's cool to see all of these animals inhabiting the same place. They come through the same areas day and night. Located in Maine, it's just a great property and a little treasure trove of trail camera footage. Our first video takes place in February of 2011, where a family has gone out to do a little target practice. The father has set up some bottles and cans as targets, and as you can see, is showing his son how to aim the rifle. The wife who posted the video said that there was a helicopter circling them the entire time. She thought they might be circling because they saw them shooting in the field, but she quickly realized that the helicopter wasn't after them. In the video, after the son fires the .22, Dad grabs the shotgun. He's excited. His father starts clapping, and almost simultaneously you can see Dad turn his head, and he notices the figure in the top right of your screen running. Even after he gets the gun from his son, you can see him look back over to his right. For now, everyone else seems to be oblivious. Let's slow it down. There's the black figure running. I'll highlight it for you guys. In the last few frames of the clip, you can see the figure has gone from running to crouched on all fours on some rocks. Many people that have seen the video have said that the government was on a covert mission hunting Bigfoot. And now, if this creature isn't a Sasquatch or a dogman or any of the above, what could it be? The only other thing I could think of is that maybe someone escaped from police custody or a jail, or he's a suspect on the run. That would help explain the helicopter. I am very interested in what you guys think about this one. Please let me know. Now, the backstory of this video is amazing if true. A drone was said to have captured this tree moving violently in the forest. People claiming to have seen something similar before say it is the work of a Bigfoot shaking a tree, which would be a very impressive feat for sure. Admittedly, the more I watch it, the more skeptical I become. Has anyone ever seen anything like this? In an eerie video coming out of a suburban neighborhood in Randolph, Massachusetts, a flock of turkeys are shown circling a dead cat for hours. More and more turkeys began to emerge from the nearby woods and join in on the infinite loop. Very creepy for sure. If anyone has any insight on this event, I'd love to know more. In my last video, I mentioned to someone in the comments that creepy kids scare me as much as anything caught on camera. And this particular girl right here scares the bejesus out of me. So needless to say, our next trail cam capture made my heart drop. Taken at 2:45 a.m. on October 15th of 2015, a trail camera set up to track the movement of gray wolves on a man's property revealed this terrifying photo. As you look near the tree, you can see the back of a young girl walking away from the camera. If you look closely, you can see she's clutching a teddy bear or some sort of stuffed animal. What is she doing out there? Could there be a campsite nearby or a home she is sleepwalking from? Is she a ghost? All I do know is that she's way too young to be in those woods at night. A man in Kentucky put a trail cam up behind his house after finding mysterious holes being dug on his property. It's very hard to see the figure against the backdrop of night, but you can see the outline of a man or creature walking. He isn't sure what he's looking at here, and neither am I. We do agree that it looks like a creature with a thick, dark hair, but you be the judge. As far as the mysterious holes, they are still showing up. The following adventure was caught on the next best thing to the trail camera, the Ring doorbell camera. And as you'll see, it's quite the mismatch. A 20-pound Frenchie named Jules is catching some shade on the front stoop of her home when three very unwanted guests show up. As you can see, Jules doesn't hesitate and flies down the stairs, ready to fight. Two of the bears that are in camera view are visibly stunned at this little pup charging at them. Jules nips and annoys the bears until they decide to retreat, proving the old adage true. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. And I have a feeling Jules will enjoy all the treats she can handle. Talk about a heavyweight matchup between two of the most skilled scavengers in the entire animal kingdom. A bald eagle squares off with a coyote for what's left of a deer carcass. The video was taken in the Swan Valley of Montana, just north of Missoula, Montana. Two animals with the taste for deer meat. While the coyote has a big size advantage in terms of weight, the eagle's massive wingspan makes the canine look small by comparison. The two animals continue to spar back and forth in this chess match, and at one point a sneaky crow even tries to get in on the action. Ultimately, the eagle ends up disappearing with a healthy piece of meat in its mouth, while the coyote presumably was able to chow down on the rest. Now, I have seen the following video pop up on social media and some other sites that I follow, but I've never heard a good explanation of what it is. I haven't been able to find where this took place or many other details. What I personally see is some type of strange alien creature crawling awkwardly on a dirt road. To me, it seems to be in more of a feminine shape, covered in a grayish-brown skin, but that's not even the weird part. Its hands and fingers look to be abnormally large and pointy and just otherworldly. Its head has a strange shape, and at first glance looks like this prop from the movie Alien. Is that what this entire clip is? A prop? A hoax? Or something more sinister? If anyone knows, please comment down below with as much info as possible. This amazing clip captured in night vision shows a mountain lion attack on a deer trying to quench his thirst in a nearby stream. The mountain lion pounces on its prey. When we slow it down, we can see that the deer never saw the lion coming. A perfectly stealthy attack, most likely ending in a healthy meal for the lion. By now, we should all know that moms are the best. No matter which animal species you encounter, mothers are always willing to go to any lengths to protect their young. A trail camera placed near a wolf's den captured a touching moment when a mother wolf has realized that her pups are in danger. The snow and ice around the den was thawing and filling it up with water. This was potentially going to drown the young pups if she didn't act fast. As her instincts kicked in, you can see her quickly plucking each one out to safety. This looks to me like another instance of Mother Knows Best. This photo was reportedly captured on a cell phone in West Virginia. If you're a cryptid enthusiast, then you have no problem identifying this creature. If you're not familiar, this is a photo of Mothman, a humanoid creature with wings. Mothman was first reported in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in the 1960s. A couple reported they saw a large, gray, flying creature with glowing red eyes. After the initial sighting, people came out of the woodwork claiming they had seen something similar. The most notable characteristic that they all mentioned was his menacing red eyes. Soon, Mothman sightings had taken over. Research has proven that there are elaborate hoaxes that have been mixed in with factual evidence, making it impossible to say one way or another whether these creatures exist. You be the judge, and I'd love to know if anyone has had any Mothman experiences. Speaking of Mothman, this alarming video had many people stumped when it flew onto mainstream television. A man from California taped this and honestly thought he was witnessing Jesus Christ descend from heaven. Now, I don't know what this is, but I'd have to agree that I see a silhouette of a man and he does look like he's floating down from the sky. The man said he continued to float until he disappeared to an unknown location. The man was also adamant about what he saw and noted that he lives near an airport, so it couldn't have been a drone or other flying object, because they aren't allowed in the airspace. Could this be something we aren't supposed to know about? Maybe a government entity? Or an alien? Drop me a comment about what you might think this is. Now this clip will get the adrenaline pumping.
Get off the track!
And finally, at the last minute, he gets him loose. And thank goodness, owner and dog are safe. That's a solid camera capture. Glad everyone is safe. This next trail cam capture is pretty exciting. It was sent in to me at stories@dread.army by Kyle R. from Virginia. Kyle put up a trail camera to keep an eye on a little path he has on his property. The path weaves and winds down to the water's edge where he has his boat docked. He primarily put it up to just be aware of who's using the path, and he has seen the usual wildlife native to Virginia. Deer, squirrels, all the birds you can count. Probably the most interesting thing he's come across is a flock of turkeys, and a few teenagers looking for a place to hang out. That was until he realized his camera had captured this disturbing photo. The photo shows a seemingly gigantic winged lizard or frog with black dead eyes. I'm literally guessing at what this is. Its wingspan covers the lens and has at least 2 but possibly 4 feet with talons. The wings seem to have almost a butterfly pattern on them. Nobody seems to know what this is. Kyle sent it in hoping the creature could be identified. But like him, I've never seen anything like this. Please drop me a comment if you have any ideas what this thing could be.